Athletic. Brad talked a little bit after game 2 about how you guys owned this space. That's what he thought you guys did that night. I feel like physicality is probably going to be one of the big things in this series. How do you try to get you guys ready to keep answering that next wave of physicality from the Celtics?
Well, I think hopefully it just comes naturally. It's a characteristic of our group. Defensively, the way they've competed and played, and I think at some point in the season we talked about we needed a level of physicality with still maintaining our principles and some of our core beliefs, but we needed to be physical. So hopefully all that's prepared us for what we're going to go through tonight and the playoffs in general. And it's certainly a big part of tonight and going forward for both teams, I'm sure.
Mike Petralia, CLNS Media here in Boston. Mike, along those same lines, being tough on the road in the playoffs, you know what it is to coach on the road in the playoffs in this building. How important is it that translates on the road?
Yeah, no. If you're going to have success in the playoffs and advance, you have to be able to win on the road. You have to come into a tough environment like tonight here in Boston. You have to keep your poise, your focus, all the things that you've been preaching all year. It becomes maybe a little more heightened, but I think our group has built confidence through the year. A little bit in the first round, a couple wins on the road. I'm excited to play here tonight.
But I know earlier this season we talked a bit about slow start first quarters and just kind of having to build momentum, and it's something Eric's talked about having to shake off that rust in the first quarter. Is that more problematic on the road? Is that something you guys have talked about trying to come out a little bit stronger? Anything like that?
No, we haven't talked about it. So, for me, it feels like, every game's different, every night's different. Sometimes we have a great first quarter, other nights we're terrible, and maybe there's been more slow ones than I remember, but our approach is kind of the same day to day, shoot around to shoot around, practice to practice. We want to be good for 48 and consistent for 48 minutes, and it obviously starts with the first quarter. So hopefully we're good in that quarter.
Kevin O'Connor from TheRinger.com. Giannis has been shooting far more threes since around mid-March. How does or how can that enhance not only his offense but the Bucks' offense as a whole?
Yeah, I mean, certainly, he's such a force driving the paint and finishing and scoring and creating for his teammates. As he, shoots and adds more range and threes to his game, they're just going to have to guard him out there. And, he's not only is he shooting them, I think he's making them at a pretty decent clip. So the further you have to come out and guard Giannis, I think the more opportunities there are for him to attack and create. And then obviously that, his teammates, can reap the benefits of that too. If there's late help, he makes great decisions and great reads.
Since around mid-March, it's been 25% of his shot attempts have been three-pointers, up from around 16% prior to that. Was that uptick in threes organizational or coaching-driven decision?
He finally started listening. I haven't seen or read or heard that number, but I'm certainly pleased with, he knows that we've been pushing that envelope from day one, and he's been great about, working on it and getting more and more comfortable. And, he's such a hard worker. He's really great to coach, and I think he's just gaining confidence, the whole team, understanding that it's a big part of what we want to do. And so certainly pleased with his progress, and I think he's just going to get better and better.
Questions?
Great. Thank you.
Thank you.